Hey, YouTube. I'm back. Oh, and not prepared for a Guerilla stream, but I'm doing it anyway. Let me plug my headphones in real quick. Okay. And honestly, I'm going to get a bit of a background going here. So I'm logging into Warframe because there was a bit of an update today. It's actually pretty large. Whoa. There we go. And I want to check it out. There's a bunch of little stuff I want to check out. And I haven't streamed Warframe in forever, so here we are. And then the reason why it's not logged in is I booted up the game and got everything running. And then as soon as I was going to like go back to start the stream, there was a hotfix message. So that's patching right now. We've got a bunch of little stuff to check out. So it'll pop up in just a minute. And in fact, I might want to get a background for chat because I think some of that white void stuff. Maybe I can flip this. You can just go, yeah. No. Whoop, whoop. That'll look better. And oh, okay. Yeah, we'll do without the background. So, a lot of stuff, a lot of little stuff got updated. First off, to deal with, well, I guess first off, Jair here got no changes, which is a little sad to me because she was broken when she first came out. Her ult was really dummy good. It had no cooldowns on like how fast it could proc. And so you could just fill a huge area with crazy amounts of lightning storms. And even though it does very low damage, pretty low damage by default, the frequency with which you could proc it and have it proc itself, just lightning bolt storms going off everywhere, multiple times per hit off of really rapid weapons. It did a lot of damage. It did a lot of crowd control, and it did a lot of damage. Right now, it has a limit on how quickly it can proc, and in my opinion, that limit is a little bit too big. I know there's a bunch of people who want her ult to basically go back to the way it was on launch. That's probably a little bit too good, but somewhere in between what we have now and what we have then. Maybe even closer to what we have now, but you still need to be able to, like, proc more than one lightning bolt per second, because that's nothing in this game. It doesn't do enough damage for that to be good at all. So, instead of Jair, I'm going to hop back over to Valkyr. In part because I love Valkyr, and in part because I still have these not quite leveled up. I might... Well, we'll talk about weapons here in a little bit. But also because she had a problem earlier with her jacket having like a little seam here in between the boob and the jacket, and that seam is gone. It still kind of stretches the side of the boob in a weird way, and it clips through itself like hell, especially in the back during this default stance. I would fix that just a little bit, but whatever. That's a big amount of boob stretch going on. Yeah, I would still work on this skin a little bit, but otherwise it's pretty cool. I like it. Okay, so I'm going to be going with Valk, because I like Valk. But then, the other thing that we can get is They added, let's see, what has the most here? Madurai has the most. We'll go to our Represent school and pick up a Rephasia kit, which now allows us to make our space weirdo kid look even weirdo-ier. Let's open up our hood and oh Jesus. Here. Yeah, we can see this a little bit better. Okay. So, where's our features? So now, our skin color has some options. Oh no. You want to be Orokin? You want to have silver poisoning? Here it is. You want to be an Asari? You can be an Asari. Oh, Jesus. This is, like, sickly looking. Well, this is what you wanted. I mean, people wanted way more. People wanted to be able to use the infested kit. So, like, let me go to something else that has, like, a normal... If we go back over to clothing, right? People wanted to be able to use all of these, which, I mean, in my opinion, would be in line with the rest of Warframe cosmetics. But it also means you could make your skin this color or this color. And that'd be pretty crazy. That'd be pretty crazy. I read through the patch notes earlier this morning. Let's see what they've changed, right? What on 6.16.1? What no, that's the wrong one. I still love that map. What changed? Made the shells from the Felarks spiral as they fly through the air during reload. So fast that probably no one except Ultraclocked will notice. I don't know who Ultraclocked is, but I'm assuming they're a content creator. This DE is really, they're really nice and friendly with their content creators, honestly. Reduce clip flare for the Latum and Felarks to help show the underlying animation. That's good. Updated the new Dog Days Ephemera from Fishy Ephemera to Soaker Ephemera. I mean, I haven't seen it, but this is definitely a thing I wanted to try and get to see how long it would take to get, for one. I like the sound of a Fishy Ephemera, though. This is also a permanent Ephemera. Purchased from Nakok's Beach Toy offerings. In Cetus, it remains in your inventory forever. Good. Okay, well, now I know where to get it. Although I think that's where you would always do Dog Days turn-ins. Some optimizes, some optimizations, some more, even more fixes. Yeah, fixes with blink pads, fixes with look surges and Zariman missions, which is cool. These are like, if you play Path of Exile, these are like, what are they called? The buff towers that you can get. Not like Blight Towers, but the ones in map, the little buff shrines. These are like shrines, except you can only get one every 10 minutes. But they seem to have some pretty good buffs. Let's see. Accidental trade bans. That's hilarious. You can get Amp Arcane adapters. Amp Arcane adapters. For primary and secondary weapons. Yeah, you can get Amp Exilis slots now, which just opens up a new arcane slot for amps. This is kind of hilarious. People were shown... Oh, you can't see my patch notes that popped up. Well, it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to read through all of the rest of these fixes. There's like 24 of them. So, what do I even want to check out first? There's some new weapons. Let's see if we can go buy stuff from Nakok, because I don't remember if Dog Days points carry over? I want to say probably not. Right? But maybe. Maybe I still have, like, some stuff to turn in? I don't know. We can take a look at the rewards and see what's new. I think it's only the ephemera. Well, no, I think there might be, like, a scene or two. In case you thought I was saying that name wrong, it's Nakak. That's her name. Beach Toys. I have a lot of Nakak pearls. 700! Jesus. Can I own this? Well, I'm not going to use that much of effort, but I might as well own it. Damn, I wish I saved all of my points. Yeah, okay, so you can get a night scene. I guess maybe the day scene might be new, too. I know the night scene is new. $700 points. Let's see how easy that is to get. I know last time it wasn't too hard to get points, but that might be kind of a boring grind. We'll see. We'll see. What do I want to see otherwise? Oh, I guess while I'm here, there's two things I want to see. First, let's go to private. Go to solo. Because we've got new features out in all the open worlds. So I'm just going to walk out. We don't need a mission to go out here. You can go just like fishing or mining on your own leisure, or pick up bounties out here. God damn. I love this Valkyrie skin. She's got such attitude now. And she always kind of did, but now, like, now she looks like a Yakuza character in like how she holds herself. So blink pad, we can just blink places. If you don't have an arc wing yet and you want to come out and do bounties. What's this symbol? I recognize that. Is this the little hut where we can pick up bounties? Yeah, okay. Uh-oh, my controller's still plugged in. There's going to be a bunch of rattling off to the side. So what does this look like? Okay, okay. It looks like Railjack teleport. That makes a lot of sense, to be honest. It's just the Railjack teleport function. Hell yeah. That's a good addition. If you don't have a K-drive, if you don't have an Arcwing, then those little teleport pads, those blink pads, are your friend. Can I not latch on that? I guess I can. And then one more thing before I leave Cetus. Every one of these open world factions, so like not the syndicates. Oh, and you know, I say every one of them, but I don't know if the Ostron's got one. I think the Quill's got one, though. We all got new sigils back here.
Eidolon Seared Swang intercepted at isolate. These will assist.
Yeah. Oh, wow. They got, like, a lot of new sigils. I thought it was just one. It's one for every rank. Oof. How many of these can I buy? Oh, that's super faint. Look respectfully, and you can see it right there in the shiny smooth bits.
That will prove beneficial for you and for us. A wise choice.
Well. It's good. I can pick up all but one. Insufficient standing. Oh, I do only have 10k. For some reason, I thought I had.
Well chosen.
Left. All right. There's 5 of those. Those look pretty good. I like these two a lot. This one's pretty good. These two are like, I don't know. They're all right.
So it is.
Let's go check out. Fashion's what's
The
important
history
in this
you
game.
will have.
You know? Let's go check out Fortuna and Damos. You see this chat right here? That's Warframe in a nutshell. Both of those are just encapsulate Warframe. What the hell is this game? I don't know, man. Murder, 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 murder. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is pretty accurate. Wait, I think Cetus and I can check in my orbiter. Not Cetus. Fortuna and the Vent Kids got sigils. So it might be that every different faction got sigils, which means I missed out on Cetus just now. God, I still kind of wish we could go back to Blue Cetus. Who's selling sigils?
Good people hoping to see another sunrise. No time for sweet talk, Stardust.
Not you.
Check back in a little bit.
Guns, guns, guns. What?
No.
Look, I can't talk to two people at once. No, not you. Fine. Next.
Is it Ticker? I had one standing thing.
Ain't no victims on these lists, Stardust. Every one
Let's
of
trade
them
bonds
working against the... Not sure what.
and junk.
No. You know where to find me.
I wasn't always about the preservation of life.
Somebody around here has our new sigils.
Maybe later then.
And Fortuna's
I'll
got
be
some
here
nice style.
when next you return.
It's more space junker.
Ah, yes. My itinerant.
Here we are.
How are we today?
I also don't have a ton of... Oh, that's a widget. These look good. These look a lot like Arbiters? Pick up some of these, but not all of them. Dang, I've got a reason to do bounties again out here. Gonna need another 30k. That's not too bad. In fact, I can go ahead and buy this one. I might be able to
There we
turn
are.
some stuff in for standing.
There is no evidence for this theory, but I believe the
Ooh.
Oracle used tellurium in Void Gate creation. Finding traces here could be significant.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Oh no, I'm out 500. Dang, I'm gonna have to go back to Cetus. I bet you
Now, see you later then.
you're the only one that sells Solaris
Look
sigils,
around
right?
now, don't be shy. Good friends, good fun.
Yeah.
Step
Well,
on up, quick like
probably
and
none
snappy.
here.
I pay off some debt, you walk away.
Yeah.
No.
that's just MOA parts. Thank you, legs. So now we've got Vent Kids, and this doesn't lead to the Vent Kid hideout, does it? This is just still here from the quest. Fair. Whoop. Where is... There we go.
Fit Popper's got new digs. All built
You got new
rations.
sigils
Look,
too, right?
You need dosh, you need a plank. You ride, we get fed. Check, check.
Oh, some of those are kind of nice. Well, okay. We've got to pick up the Glinty sigil, even if that prevents me from getting a couple of other nice ones. And the logical sigil. They're not showing up on my Valkyr at all much right now because I have it kind of turned down and off. 20, 35, 45, minus 7.
Clock it. Looking
think-
dog, Linty.
Trade medallions? Oh. No.
Bye-bye, Glinty.
Grind more Vent Kids rep. That's a big maybe for me. But those sigils are pretty good. Little duck,
Ready
what
to
do
dance
you
on some
got?
faces? Oi,
Probably got some
see anything
toroids.
you fancy?
Yeah. Oh, I have no rep here. Honestly, I think I like this lower one the best.
Anything else?
And so, unlike the Syndicate sigils, none of these help with rep. They're just fashion.
See you when I see you.
I don't want to turn in all of my toroids. I don't know. How much are you worth? Yeah, okay. Toroids are not crazy hard to find. You can go out with like a Necros and a cat and
Authentically handcrafted by colourful locals.
get some sigils pretty easy. Let's pick up our 10K.
You've got a deal.
I like these are pretty all right. I like this one. I like the first
Works
one
for
and this
me.
one the best, I
All
think.
yours.
This one's pretty all right. This one's very, very similar to the other
Don't
Fortuna
get too comfy
sigil.
now.
And then we've also got, like, there are some new weapons, and there's a new game mode I might check out. I might just be doing some dog days for a little bit, honestly. Because it's super silly and fun. You go fight Grenier with water pistols. And the whole explanation behind why it's even a thing is because... What's her name? Kella de Thame is really super wonky and off her shit because she's suffering from a gas leak, and so are all of her troops. So they're just like ultra high and having a beach party with Tenno when normally we murder each other. That's pretty good. Why not? Let's see, which one of you is going to have... Which one of you is going to have sigils? Probably not you. Because you're the same as Rude Zood with the kit guns.
A bad
I like
day
the old man
fishing is
Shumbot.
better than a good day working. Swazdula, friend.
Well, this is a bunch of cosmetic stuff from fishing,
You
though.
stock regularly.
So that was a maybe.
The trick to
But-
doing the impossible is to get
Yeah,
out there
you have the
and
sigils.
bloody well do it.
I've got a bunch of standing here. I like that one. That looks cool. That looks cool. I like a lot of the Ostron kind of swirly, spiky design. Very organic. Warframe has a lot of pseudo-organic design. I love this. Wow. I like a lot of the base cheap ones. I mean, these two are also... Really, I like the Ostrom ones a lot. This game's art team...
Watch for
Like, all of these sigils are simple, right? But this game's art team just cannot stop absolutely crushing it. It's so good. It's consistently so good. Oh, there's a new orbiter. Or not orbiter, there's a new lander model. We're gonna have to check that out eventually. Is that in the shop, maybe? I think there's a couple of new things in the shop. We'll go ahead and check that out. Woo! Had to Had to load that. Yeah! 280p? But 150 just for the thing itself? I got all the pride glyphs a while ago. Gotta have those. Oh, and there's also new Shazin. So 320 for these? That's like half of my platinum. I'm gonna pay more attention to when Barrow comes next. Because at this point, 450p, I might not be able to buy the next really big cosmetic thing that comes out. Okay. And then we've got 2 factions here? Maybe more. What's clan chat up to? Alright, I can't scroll during load. Lots of people in Damos. Mm. 50 pearls per mission complete on the highest level, plus 1 per kill. That's 12 runs of dog days for the new ephemera alone. Although I think I had like, what, 130 or something saved up? Let's see if... Let's see who has the sigils around here. Probably not grandmother.
Husband
Maybe.
and wife, I never could persuade them to throw anything away.
Yeah, she's got like
Very well. I'll be
scenes and then
waiting.
bits that
Let
are
you and I have. Oh, well.
good elsewhere and then
I'll
token
be right
exchange.
here.
All right, well, you're
Yeah,
cool,
from
Grandma,
dusk.
but we're going over to the rest of the family.
Let's see if we can do something for
Kick
each
gun
other.
parts, so probably not you. Yeah. Though if you don't know, this is where you get Lavos. Is this always where you got Lavos? Maybe. Lavos, Trumna, and Sepulchrum are pretty good. Keratinos is alright. Most of the Cedos
Okay.
fantastic.
I guess not be seeing you again.
God,
Sure.
getting the Cedo along with Lavos, like the Cedo's worth it by itself. It's just a crazy status priming shotgun.
Poor Kaylee thinks this family may yet have a future.
Ah.
Monotony is bearable.
Oh yeah, those look good.
Hope? That'll kill you.
Those look great. And again, just kind of all the different ranks. We've also got, I think, Necroloid. Hey, what's up, Tiberian? Warframe's looking a lot weirder than you even remember. Man, Warframe is built off a weird.
Don't get lazy.
Did you
out
see the
there.
thumbnail? We can make
See you
our
around.
character's skin look that color and slightly weirder. There used to be a bug that people figured out where you could use any of the normal color palettes for your skin color. So instead of having like a normal skin color, you could be neon green or hot pink. I'm just going around searching for a couple of little bits. There's not a lot of huge content that came out with this update, but there's tons and tons and tons of tiny changes and little additions.
Greetings. I am prepared to assist you.
Oh, these look great. There's only 3 of them?
Should you be worthy. Forgive me, I've always wanted to say that.
I might be able to afford all of them.
I am glad to learn that this arrangement
fantastic.
is suitable for you.
Warhammer as hell. Of course, the whole Necromech stuff. Do I have these? I don't think I have these. When did those get added?
I look forward to our
I started playing
aspects of life.
when the game first came out on PS3. And then after about, I think like half a year or a year of that, I transitioned over to PC because I have like a big old internet community I'm part of that had a much, much bigger presence on PC. So I guess I've been playing on PC since 2014, 15, somewhere like that. I've got too many hours in this game. I played it really heavily for like a year and a half. I guess I can kind of show that off. An old name that I don't really use too much anymore. But let's see. Yeah, 3,000 hours in-game. Steam, of course, says a lot more than that, because this only counts like in mission time for some weird reason. Haven't played in several years. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that's been updated over the past several years. For example, if you played back when there was stamina, that's gone. It's been gone for a while. And that's pretty good, honestly. You can't copter around anymore, but there's still tons and tons of mobility. Yeah, things might look a little bit different. Like, if you haven't played in several years, the Kuva Fortress has been around for a little while. The Zariman is brand new, and I think that's where I'm headed next. They added a bunch of sigils to every open world faction. So I'm going around collecting some of those, what I can with whatever rep I had built up already. And so they added some more over here, and then when we finally get over here, we've got some new weapons to check out too, which I may or may not be able to afford. But I'm pretty certain I have some stuff I can turn in for rep. You know the Kuva Fortress? Okay, so you played after, like, Second Dream, War Within era. That was when the story really started to kick off. You had Nata, Second Dream, and War Within. And then there's definitely been several story events since then. And this one has some pretty big, like, backstory. We finally get to go into the Zariman, right? Like, boom, here it is. That's what the ship looked like. Matches all their art for it. That was available way back in the day. There's yet another, like, home-style area that you can decorate around here. But we're still in the void in this entire ship. Played when the first open map was new. Okay, yeah. People still do Eidolons, but it's not quite as popular. But you can make pretty good bank off of it if you're lucky.
Embassy, playing host to misfit realities.
You know, I should check. How much rep do I have with you people?
My patience is almost endless.
44k. I might as well just go ahead and exchange as much to max out my rep here. Fact.
Oh, goodbye then.
But so you've missed Fortuna, which is pretty cool, and that open world is pretty nice. There's Damos, which is pretty cool, but people have really mixed opinions about that open world area. It's different and pretty messy, but it's an infested open world, which I thought was cool. It still has weird time gating with some of the things that are available. And then, like, it has pseudo-randomized, like, bounties underground, which is kind of cool, but I thought they would be a little bit more random than they actually are.
In the day, Granum wanted me as an enforcer.
You learn those layouts real quick. Oh. I can't buy the new Incarnate weapons.
Okay, tool up.
Oh, yeah, I can. Okay, we're going to buy those. And you have the sigils. Excellent.
Works for
There's
me.
one of them, at least. And there's the other. Cool.
Remember, these weapons
And then 60k left over, which is not quite going to be enough. Huh. They've all mostly got sigils that correspond to like their ranks. And these people too, but I don't think I ever really noticed this like ascending order. Oops. Oh, that's 15.
Go forth and deal damage, grubber.
20k left. Let's go get those other weapons building.
Later.
And then, God, I forget. There was so many like little things added to this patch. Have I spent any money on the game? Yeah. Probably like $40 maybe. But I've only ever spent money on the game whenever it gave me a 75% off coupon. So very rarely. Most of the plat I've made in game has come from just trading. Like, it's a little hard to make plat early on because you usually get it from selling like primed mods from Barrow, or selling sets of new things, selling like syndicate mods for tiny amounts of plat. And when you're starting out and still filling out your collection, you just want to like keep most of those things. You want one or two for yourself to have like a max rank version, and then like a filler rank sometimes, kind of like a stretch rank. But once you have everything you want, really, is it a primary? What is a primary? Once you have everything you want, you can kind of like just play the game and farm relics to like sell stuff to, or to buy stuff from Barrow. You sell some of the stuff out of the relics to get Barrow monies, buy stuff from him, and then trade to other players who can't quite afford any of that yet. And that's all completely free. So, like, I play Path of Exile, right? And that game's completely free, but you're going to want to spend real money to get stash tabs because you have a fairly limited inventory space. And some of the stash tabs are incredibly nice and let you store a bunch of stuff. And so that game, you're going to want to spend real money. Warframe, you never have to spend real money to get things in Warframe, except for stuff like these skins that cost real monies. These are all, however, player-made skins, and so the players that made them get a cut of the money whenever you buy stuff, and that's pretty nice. So that's their monetization. You can buy platinum, you can buy new frames as soon as they come out. They're kind of expensive, in my opinion. But you never have to do that, even to get like the brand new prime frames or brand new frames. What's my favorite Warframe? I don't even know. I used to play this frame a lot. Valkyr is one of my favorite, and so like that's her new. Oh my god, am I using the new skin on everything? Good old Valkyr, Valkyr Prime here. But also like. Dude, I don't even know. It's hard to say. I have a bunch, right? Just going through it, I really like Saren is still crazy good as far as map clear goes. When you're going up against some of the current like high-end, more specific enemies that all have a different type of damage reduction, they have it's called damage attenuation on them. She doesn't shine quite as much as some of the others. Valkyr Prime was your favorite? Dude, I love Valkyr. I've heard people talk about how she kind of needs a rework because 2 of her skills are useless, but I love her grapple skill. It's fun to Spider-Man around. And her, like, AoE stun shield pop skill is, it's kind of whatever. But yeah, they made this skin. This is their most recent deluxe skin, I think, and she looks great. She looks fantastic. Just look at her. Little bit of animation. She's got some attitude. Oh, she's got some attitude. Valkyrie looks so good. And yeah, she's looking more thick than she used to. Warframe recently has been all about the booty. Also, fucking look at that stance. Just a G. Oh, she looks so good. And I guess with a heavy weapon, that's not really a unique stance. But yeah, Valkyrie looks amazing. I love her current skin. Let's see. So I probably maybe use these three the most. Valkyr, Saren, and Mag. And there's no real reason. Like, they're not hyper meta at all. Saren is kind of meta for grinding up stuff, and she's ultra powerful just like going through missions. But she also doesn't. She's not like the best bosser or anything like that. A lot of people think Mag is a little slow, but if you're going for big numbers, she can do some kind of hilarious things. Similarly, I use Banshee way more than I used to. Oh, no, it's not actually an Umbral Valkyr. I just put all of the Umbral mods on her. There's still only Umbral Excal. Excalibur is the only one that has an actual Umbral frame now. But, like, I've done that for a couple of frames. Like, a frame I really like that's more new is Lavos down here. And I also have... That's not his default helmet. He doesn't have any Tennocon, any player-made stuff. But so I've also done... I think I do full Umbrals on Lavos. Yeah. Because he's a really tanky boy. And Lavos is the first frame... Well, actually, I guess Lavos is the second frame that doesn't have energy at all, which is kind of nice, because the game's energy economy is still kind of wonk until you get some higher grade stuff going that lets you generate energy or energy orbs. He has cooldowns on all of his abilities, and he has bonus damage to like per status procs on enemies. So you stack status and you get mad damage. He's pretty cool. He's got his snakes slithering around him right now, and maybe you can see, yeah, the little snake coming off the arm up there. He's the alchemy frame. I think Frost was the other one you liked. I also like Frost. I don't play him a ton, but for a while, I think I used him for like a sentient set of sentient missions. I've got my Frost looking big and bulky. Oh, he also has this skin you see over here, which I think I probably have on one of these loadouts. Not that one. That's a super old Frost. Here we go. The Frost Harka skin, which is big and has antlers. Frost's a big boy. A lot of people are still calling for him to get a rework, because right now a lot of people are calling for like a bunch of the old original frames to kind of get touched up and get their powers adjusted a little bit. But Frost does what he does pretty well. And if you get his power strength up here to, I think it's 250. It might just be 200, but I think it's 250. His Avalanche does 100% armor strip, which is extra nice. If you're going up against Grenier or anything with armor, just like some robots on the Corpus side and some sentient stuff, very few infested, so he's not as great there. But you can get this Avalanche to just completely armor strip everybody, and then they take way more damage. Because for most normal enemies, armor is king of damage reduction. And so Frost can just go in there and turn that off. I really like him. He could use, like... He should never have Snow Globe be changed. It's It's fantastic. It does its job really well. It does its job even better now. They gave it... Actually, I don't know if it started like this or not, but it has like the first couple of seconds. Oh yeah, you can see time invulnerable down here. For the first 4 seconds after you cast it, not only is it invulnerable, but it absorbs damage and adds that damage to its total globe health, which is pretty good. Ice Wave could maybe be a little better. It doesn't really do the damage that this little video is showing off. And Freeze, I think I've only ever used Freeze to like pop Snow Globe, right? That's what he's doing here at the end of this video. But you can freeze a single target as long as it's actually vulnerable to status effects, which not everything is. Some stuff you'd like to freeze in place really isn't. Chroma still destroys Eidolons and like the big world bosses on Fortuna over in Venus. He's really good for at least one of those. Ember got a rework, and so I was playing with her for a little while. She used to be like brain dead, stand around and do nothing and win the frame. If you had everybody else in your team equipped with the corrosive projection aura, so every enemy would just start with no armor, and then Ember immediately slaughters everything. They changed that and the aura, but I think she's better now, honestly. She gets to rain meteors on people, so that's pretty cool. I don't know. It's hard to say which one's my favorite because I've played a lot of these for a while. Like I never play a lot of Limbo. I think for obvious reasons. If you remember anything about Limbo, he's just weird. I don't play a lot of Hildren, even though Hildren, big ol' shield mama. All right, I've got like Metroid cosplay going on. Yeah, that's pretty okay. I like that. Hildren, do I have like a default Hildren? I think that's her default helmet. You remember hating Limbo? I think most people share that opinion. He's slightly less annoying now. He's got a rework or two in the past. Well, maybe he had that before Cetus and the Plains of Eidolon came out, to be honest. But yeah, he's like a selfish frame that kind of gets in the way of other frames sometimes. Everybody's frame powers will still affect enemies that have been put in stasis, but like if you try and melee or shoot something that's been rifted by Limbo, you can't do anything to it. Only he can, which is pretty weird. But Hildren here was the first frame that didn't have any energy. She uses shields and has big shields instead of energy. And also she's pretty strong. Her ult is pretty strong. She has like good crowd control, great shield regen. I've been using a lot of Garuda lately just because I like that. She's kind of similar to Valkyr. They have somewhat similar themes. If you don't equip a weapon on Garuda, she has her claws, which are big claws. So she's really good with bleed stuff, and she can heal herself. Technically, she can do just a crazy amount of damage, but you have to like use her ult and then her first power and her third power. It's a little bit of a setup. And so most people don't do that, even though, like, technically you can do crazy, crazy, crazy bleed damage. And let's see. Oh, yeah, this is default Garuda Prime. She's also, if you've played Dark Souls 2, got kind of like a Ruin Sentinel skin going on. Although clearly not for her claws. Anyway, I like her. Valkyr is probably more tanky. And let's see. I played like a lot of Lavos recently. Nyx got changed not so long ago. Well, I say that maybe a year ago now. to be pretty good, honestly. She's still kind of the same in a lot of her stuff, but she has this amazing skin. I think the skin was developed by, like, a comic book artist from either Marvel or DC. I forget. It looks fantastic. And even though she used to be really bad, her 2 here now completely strips all defenses. She can walk in and just turn off the armor and shields and any buffs of almost, but not quite all enemies. It's only like 6 targets, but it makes her really strong in higher end stuff. She can make things incredibly vulnerable when they're normally barely vulnerable at all. When I moved to PC, I played a lot of Neja because I played a lot of Rhino on PS3, right? And Neja is kind of like Rhino but fast and doesn't work quite the same. But he's got like big defense. He's got a damage amp in his ring toss. Neja's pretty good. He's a big old slidey boy. And then, I mean, generic like Necros for loot. Revenant is another. He comes from Plains of Eidolon, but he got added somewhat after Plains of Eidolon came out. And this dude, his Mesmer skin, it's kind of like another Iron skin from Rhino, except instead of having a specific amount of damage, it has so many stacks, right? He gets, like, down here, 13.2 charges. And what it does is, every time it gets hit, it just completely ignores whatever damage hit him, and it stuns the enemy that hit him. So he's very, very tanky. A lot of people run him with no extra health or shield at all, and it works quite well. Think you liked Vauban? Vauban is quite good. He's still, like, king of crowd control. As long as you're like in a defensive mission and don't have to move around a lot, Vauban it's really hard to beat Vauban when it comes to crowd control. And he got changed, so he had Bastille and Vortex, I think it was, and now they're one skill. You throw it out and it's Bastille, and you can like hold it to collapse it into Vortex, but you can still have multiple Bastilles up, or you can just like throw out a Vortex to begin with. And it's quite good. His one got changed to be these little mines. Yeah, they're kind of like the I think they're Grenier, the little roller grenade things they have. He can have little stunning mine buddies follow him around. And this is okay. It's fine. It's okay, CC. I mean, Bastille and Vortex still are king. Mine Layer is way different. Sadly, his bounce pad got taken away, but it got replaced with like an acceleration pad. So he's got a speed boost now, which is pretty cool. And Tether Grenade is pretty all right. You can really easily CC people that way. The Flechette Orb looks like it does very little damage, but its damage scales with enemy level. And I think it has some damage. It has some like damage reduction ignoring factor to it too. So honestly, like Vaubans can just toss out Bastille or Vortex and then Flechette Orb, and everything dies. He's really good now. Like, he's not very tanky, but he doesn't need to be because he's master at crowd control. And he also has Photon Strike, which looks great. It looks really cool. I think it also has some damage scaling factor to it, but it ends up being not quite as good as Flechette Orb because it's a lot more expensive. But it's pretty cool looking. I don't play a lot of Vauban, but man, he's really strong. Played a lot of Wisp when she came out, and I haven't played much recently, even though she looks fantastic, and everybody's kind of obsessed with the thick still. But Wisp is just like a crazy good buffing frame. She has a giant laser, and it's okay. She's got a big ol' Kamehameha, and she can move around while using it. It's pretty alright. Breach Surge lets you do obscene damage if you, like, aim for headshots, because you can headshot a person, and then little wisps fly off of them and hit everybody else for buffed damage based on your headshot damage. It's pretty good. But everybody plays her for reservoirs, which are huge buffs. She can make all teammates shock all of the enemies around them and rapidly heal health and do everything faster. The speed multiplier applies to melee and fire rate and reload rate and movement rate and parkour rate. Wisp is incredibly strong and popular. And then the other one that I don't play too often, but is also very popular, is Prodia over here, who also has kind of a support and dispensary. She can just pop out health and energy orbs and ammo. Yeah, and ammo. And then she gets deployable artillery, which work pretty well. They also have scaling, kind of like Vauban stuff. So the higher level enemies you're fighting, the better these guns are. And then her one is also incredibly good. She can throw out grenades, which look really small right here. And so she gets two different versions. She has like a shield buffing thing for allies, and she has a bleed grenade. The shrapnel vortex just does damage and makes people bleed. And so people will like buff the hell out of her range and completely lock down very large areas with her grenades. So Prodia and Wisp are very, very, very strong. But I think mostly I've put a lot of time into like Mag, Saren, Valkyr, Ashe. I played a lot of Baruch for a little while. It's kind of like a monk frame. And then a ton of Lavos more recently. I really like Harrow as a support. He's a little wonky. You have to aim for headshots and hope your teammates don't like insta-kill everything around you. Because he can't do that, but he can pump out healing and energy and make a team invincible for a short time. And then Zephyr got a really cool rework not too long back. Oh, and she got this Wipeout skin. It's like officially an homage to Wipeout. And she's grooving. But she got a buff to be pretty strong, honestly. She's got some CC with Airburst. Tailwind has a little bit more usability. Turbulence is still like your ability to ignore bullets, but you also get increased projectile flight speed, which is great with some guns. And then tornadoes are like way better and more controllable now. Yeah, I think since Plains of Eidolon came out, let me think, like maybe Baruch is new since then. Caliban is new. I forget when Garuda came out. Gara came out around the same time as Plains of Eidolon, a little bit after that. Gauss and Grendel. Gauss is fantastic, and Grendel can be really good with some really weird builds. They're new. Hildren might be new. I think Korra came out before, and Korra is still, like, exceptionally good. I think Octavia was out around the same time, or maybe before Plains of Eidolon. Revenant is definitely a little bit afterwards. Like, the most recent frames are Jair, who came out slightly broken, and then they fixed her ult, and it's nowhere near as good now. A lot of people just want them to revert it to the way it was when she came out, but it was extremely broken. I think somewhere in the middle would be pretty good for her. But right now she's just kind of like a CC frame. Sevagoth came out with Railjack stuff, and he's probably the most Helminth frame. Oh, which might be new. You can build a frame, right, and then feed it to the infested part of your ship, and then you can put one of its powers on any other frame. You don't get to select which power. It's only one power from each frame is how they balanced it. But Sevagoth has like a big AoE slowdown plus lifesteal aura type of thing. And so people put that on everything for survivability. And then Ureli is also new. Ureli's kind of like magical girl themed, but she's a magical girl skater. Oh, and she has a neck bubble that I need to go pop. I don't know. I think Ureli looks really cool and has a cool theme, but she's not. She's really not that great. Like she can do. One of her abilities is to just have a K drive, and she gets buffs while she's on the K drive, so she can be kind of a crit frame, but only for secondary weapons. And she can skate around normal levels. We have. Here's how you feed the helmet system on your ship now, and I mean, it's definitely Little Shop of Horrors. There's no way around it. Oh, there's her skateboard. It looks like a big squid. And this is where your frames go whenever you subsume them. Each flower on there is one subsumed frame. So they've expanded the infested bit in the ship. Yeah, I want Ureli and Jair to be better. But they're working on it. They've buffed Ureli a couple of times, and she's okay. There's just not like a ton you would use. There's nothing like specific you would use her for, basically. And I think Wisp and Prodia also came out after Plains of Eidolon. But maybe not. Wisp came out with like the Jupiter rework, where everything there looks a lot more sleek and cool, and they updated all the Corpus stuff. And Gauss, I think, is also new, but he came out around Plains of Eidolon stuff. Gauss is great. He's, like, Volt can still be faster. Yeah, it's not a competitive game. Like, there is still PvP, but almost literally no one does it still. So, like, the only competition is, like, if it were multiplayer Dynasty Warriors, right? Who can get the most kills? And people go pretty fast on that. So, I've got, let's see, the 2 new weapons building. I don't think I have any Forma that I can build, because I haven't been playing too much recently, and so I haven't been running any missions. PvP was unplayable when you were playing it. I mean, PvP has never been balanced well, and it's also, like, just because of how speedy and weird the game is, it's never been, good, right? No one cares about PvP in Warframe, which the devs may or may not be okay with that. They don't talk about it very much at all in unplayed, as in no one played it. Yeah, that's always been the case. It was really weird because there was like a small Lunaro scene, the like highlight sports mechanic, sports mini game for the game for a little while, but there was never really a PvP scene.
Zariman is holding steady.
Let's see.
Please remember that your presence is enough
So
to
I
revive
think
us.
there's also.
We won't ever leave you drained.
Let's see. I already have Alok, Hespar. I already have all those blueprints, but not all the bits I need. Oh, there's new
Save your
ephemera
strength for when it's needed.
to be bought here somewhere.
We stand or fall together. Always
Forget-
got time for a back in the day, Granum wanted me as an. Take a
What
closer
the
look if you need
weapons
to.
and the sigils. Oh, the ephemera right down here. Great. Well, that's just 2 days of turning in materials for all the rep I need. That looks good. You get little void plume clouds about you. That looks fine. That looks good. And then the other one was the arms they showed off. You get void arms coming at your back, which kind of looks weird because they're going through Valkyr Deluxe's big arms, but they kind of mimic whatever you do, which is really cool. So now you can have a Nidus with 6 arms. And then Amp Arcanes for only 20k. I don't know how many of those I'll want. I think I only use like 2 or 3 amps ever.
Admire all you
So
like.
that's not too bad.
Okay.
That's not too bad at all.
Later.
And then the rest is like the Dog Days minigame for the other ephemera. Grinding some parts here. Let me go back and look at patch notes, although I don't think that'll show up on stream by default, at least. I can add it. Remember when they nerfed everyone heavily in City of Heroes for PvP and then no one played it anyways? Why does every multiplayer game... Yeah, why does every multiplayer game developer have to pursue PvP? I don't know. PvP is like it's always been a popular thing in multiplayer games. Just in general, like definitely not with every game, because clearly it's not popular with Warframe. There we go. I have so much bullshit in my orbiter now, sometimes it takes a little second to load. Yeah, I don't think every game needs to have it. Like, you have... I know Path of Exile has PvP, and I never really cared about PvP in, like, Diablo action RPG style stuff. It's there, but... whatever. Like, I get it for FPS games, and so I understand why Warframe tried to do it, but it doesn't really add much to its scene. Even in... I played Destiny for a little while, right? And Destiny's got really good gun feel, so I understand why they have PvP, and the PvP was pretty fun, but it really, really depended on, like, which version of Destiny and which patch and what guns were available and stuff like that and how they were trying to balance it. So it seems like it's almost always a nightmare to balance PvP. Unless your game is like, you know, Counter-Strike. Like it's PvP central. That's the base game. It seems like it's kind of a nightmare to balance. All right, patch notes. So I kind of agree. A lot of games, I think, would be better off
I may require maintenance after all.
with just kind of focusing on, like, the single-player, multiplayer experience. Let's see here. 2 new weapons. Bunch of arcane changes. Some new ephemera. A new Shazin. New orbiter. I can probably add this window pretty quickly. Maybe. Does this show up on window capture? Wah! I was listening to a dude review there it kind of shows up. I was listening to a dude review Final Fantasy stuff. Yeah, I can crop this easy, I think. Oh, this is going to be annoying to get perfect, but whatever. Whoops. I'm certain this looks great and not terrible at all. Okay. There, yeah. Sort of. There's our... Let's put that under... Well, nah, fuck it. This is good. Patch notes. New orbiter. Alright, they changed Void Sling, so Void Dash can now go in any directions. We've got our weirdo here. I can't believe they went with this. People, of course, wanted to use all the crazy color palettes available, but it still looks... We're already space weirdos, right? I guess just go with it. Oh, there are 4... No, okay, 2 operator arcade slots and 2 for amp. I guess there's only 1 before. It's been so long since I've looked at modding out amps. All I remember is like doing viral or heat damage was like pretty okay. A absolute ton of fixes. Eximus changes, which is pretty good. All right, more fast travel in the bounties out there. And these shrines, buff shrines. You never see the Tennos anyway? Well, you see them a lot more now. They were... Not when they very first came out, but... I mean, other people's Tennos. Yes and no. You see them a lot more now, but you're still kind of right because you kind of hot swap back and forth between Frame and Tenno pretty quickly when you are using them. And so people use them a lot more now, but they were, even before the recent changes, they were largely used for very quick traversal because you could blink. And they changed that recently to be from Void Dash to what they're calling Void Sling, which is still a little bit slower and slightly less travel distance than Void Dash. But you really, really could blitz through areas super quick before. People disliked the change because it's slower, but it does look a little cooler. And they recently fixed a complaint people had where you used to be able to like teleport sideways or backwards really easily, and now you can do that again. You couldn't do that with the recent change. But they also redid the Tenno schools recently so that they have a lot more utility that people actually like. Like there's more armor strip and energy regeneration and defense, and they didn't really lose anything. There's like 2 or 3 different modes of damage buffs. One of them is crazy good and lets you get a lot more damage a lot more frequently than it previously did. And then another one that's kind of like about the same but slightly easier to use. But you're still kind of right in that, like, even when you are using your operator, even when you're using your Tenno, you're using it for a pretty short amount of time, because even with defense buffs, especially in any higher end content, they're still fairly fragile relative to any frame that has any sort of decent defense. We'll change tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of fixes. And then the hot fix. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like then... Oh no, my friends list. So it looks like then... Oh, let's turn that the hell off. There's not a lot else. We've got, like, dog days in here, which is funny. And actually, I think meta for that is you can't use weapons or frame powers, but some frame passives are still active. Yeah, well, I'll do a couple of dog days things. I want to see how many, on average, tokens we can get for Nakak. Which is just the greatest naming choice. How many tokens I can get on average for that game mode? Let's see. Passives. Neja's a speedy boy. Zephyr is a floaty girl. I don't think Volt's passive applies, because that would be cheating. I'll go with Neja. I haven't used Neja in a little while. Oh, I like the way the eyes stand out on that, but we're going with this. And I forget if you want to do this in public or not. Oh no! No, I have to work up ranks, don't I? I do. I think I already have all this. Although I'll take another reactor. Always take more reactors. Someone with the Co image. Co played a lot of Warframe for a little while.
3, 2, 1, I order you to have fun! Ding, ding, ding!
If I remember, I think alt-fire reloads with very limited range and weird travel time. Oh, and everybody staggers a little bit on hit. Oh no, I need to pump.
It's all fun and games until we start losing! Lift up your axe, executioners! Fix the
We
gas
get
leak.
1 token per kill, and we get like a lot of kills. You could probably get like, 80 to 100 different tokens in a single match. Oh my god, they're all on top of me! They're all on top of me, team! How many enemies are there? Only 5? They're literally all on top of me. Silly squirt gun fights. This game, and like having a cool kind of dark sci-fi, well, science fantasy space storyline, while also having like just the most ridiculous, silly little bits like this. Literally, the Grenier got a little bit too high and loopy because of the gas leak. So the person who normally runs the Grenier arena battle arena decided to have a beach squirt gun fight. It's summer, y'all. I mean, that's part of why I love this game. Even if I don't play it anywhere near as much as I used to, it's still great to come back to. And like, it just, depending on where you are in the game and what you're doing, it either cannot take itself seriously or has a pretty good story and presentation. It took a long ass time for that to happen, right? But when people aren't so up on, like, they're not so harsh about spoilers anymore because it's all been out for a while. But man, the community was really good about not spoiling the story for like a year or two after it first came out. Oh! Probably shouldn't have popped right in front of somebody. Also, this game can kind of ruin you in shooters because, man, it encourages you to have, like, a really, really high sensitivity with, like, all of the AoE stuff going on and your ability to flip around and change your trajectory on a dime. If I remember correctly, it's the most skilled. Fastest, at least. Kind of a small profile. There we go. I think that guy is one of the raccoon executioners. A lot of these people are actually raccoon executioners. So all of the over-the-shoulder things. One complaint I've had forever is I really wish I could move my character just like half an inch away from my reticle. Just like a little bit. If that were a slider somewhere, it'd be pretty great. So let's see. I mean, that should be like almost 100 extra tokens right there if we all get each other's kills. But if we don't, then I should get about 80. Oh, wait. That was you getting 50 for the top one.
Messages in your inbox, operator.
Yes.
They are not as encrypted as they should be.
I'm pretty sure this is a thing that they give out every single dog days, though. At 25, halfway through. So did I only get 50? I don't know how that ranking works. Maybe you get 15. I got 30. So 45 is almost halfway through the next one, minus the first 25. Oh, I'm joining late. Not that late. Dude in the last match complaining this is a really boring mission mode, and like, yeah, if you don't like it, I totally understand. I can't get over how absolutely silly it is to have literal water gun fights. With like, you know, the genetically screwed up space marine faction. Like it's difficult. It's just silly because it's supposed to be silly. Oh, I was kind of surrounded. That dude was an ally at first. Constantly going back and forth between like trying to lead a target because the projectile is so slow, or like staying right on top of them because they're not actually trying to dodge. All the enemies can turn on a dime too. I kind of remember the same discussion happening whenever this mode first came out. People were like, oh my god, that's hilarious, I love it. And other people hated it because of how the guns worked and how repetitive it is, and I get that for sure. But we got like a skin for the Super Soda rifle, right? So that's pretty funny. You can make a rifle, any rifle I think, look like your big squirt gun, but in the normal game. I think people still want this to be an actual weapon that works kind of like this. And their argument's just like, come on, man, just put acid in it, and then you have an actual war crime rifle. It fits right in with the rest of our arsenal. I want to pump up my gun. Can't decide whether to run or walk. Okay, you're a lot slower. And a wider target. God. Pumped it up too much.
The only fun to be had in Rathoom is by me watching you die. Why has nobody died? Oh, right.
All of her lines being extra silly because they're suffering from a gas leak. Need to see how many pearls I got from that, but really the one that will matter is the top tier version.
Inbox messages await the operator.
Yeah.
I wonder what they say.
Wait, the Hydroid relay scene? That might be new. 20? Maybe you don't get bonus pearls per kill until you get to the top tier? Because that's... I need 700 to get the new ephemera, and that's a lot of this mode. I would much rather do 12 runs, or at this pace, maybe 10 or less, of the top tier, instead of 35 at that tier.
Stop complaining, you know you'll love it.
Thank you. Teammate loading lag. Okay, now we have a full retinue of enemies, which means more kills. I'm so close to dead. I think everybody has recovery now. Well, except for them. Kind of love it. They're getting a lot more accurate now. Okay, how many of them are there? I feel like, whoops. Right up the Steam overlay. I feel like there's more than 6 of them. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That was not a teammate to my right. Okay, we're still completely dominated. As long as they've got several of these big body guys, it's super easy to win every one of these matches. I say that, and then I stop dodging. Got a little focus. He's so fast. And like constantly runs away whenever you're running towards him, and then immediately comes back at you whenever you're not. He really is the smartest bot in this mode. He's not like Unreal Zan, but that guy cheated. Oh, not Zan. Malcolm was the one who cheated when he was the boss. Fast. Probably not walking through. Oh god, like 4 of them. This gun is so silly. I'm constantly changing your trajectory and projectile speed with like every other shot.
Round over! Back in your corners and ring out your unmentionable.
I'm still getting shot!
New round!
Go away. Oh wow, some dude 48 kills and 0 deaths. I mean, I was being real sloppy, sure, but wow. Way to go, guy. Yeah, there's way more than 6 of them. 5. I can't scroll down. Like 9 of them. Yes. Wisp, Inaros, Garuda. I don't think any of those bring anything. I think the only people that bring anything to this mode are Neja and maybe Valkyr. Oh, no, that's a Garuda, not a Valkyr. They're both bird frames.
Sure, fix the gas leak, whatever. Don't bother me with details.
Uh-oh. It's the dangerous one. Someone got him. Oh my god, I really need to heal. Whoa. Aw. I should have rolled to the side. Hello, frame lag. Again, that's all of them. Man, they constantly spawn like to your sides or right behind you. I think they actually have spawn locations. I mean, we all have specific spawn locations, but I think they have more of them. They are usually around the edges, though. Whereas ours are kind of back towards, I think, 2 or 3 different starting points around the edges, or like close to our allies in the middle. And maybe the enemies have similar rules here. Oh god, my range. My range is nothing. Almost got him in like a stun lock. I saw that. Ammo. This one's closer, but it's surrounded. The enemies have it surrounded. Love that dodge roll and constantly being airborne like drastically lowers their accuracy. That guy's an asshole. And I ran straight headfirst into that one. Works for me. Completely surrounded again. Where's my team? There's only 2 of them. Get away from that guy, please. You're jumping straight into all of them. Should have rolled. Frax or whatever they are, whatever their name is. This guy's the one that had like a ton of kills last time. Turn down my sensitivity just a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Maybe it's, yeah, Prax 16 is the dude who had like almost 50 kills last time. Someone blood off right in front of me. Or like right into me. Just trying to like circle. I think some of them are more aggressive than the rest. Alright, how'd you do this time, Prax?
Best out of how many let's do it again, me sucks!
Someone joined right at the end. Oh, but they had 2 kills. Hey, 40. Nice. That means this match timed out, I think. We could do that a little more quickly. But the bullet hitbox is tiny.
Unread inbox messages make me ill.
Oh man, my menu mouse speed is way down. Only slightly down when aiming, though.
All right, now get up there and show me some H2O!
Oh my god, Kella. Holy shit. And this guy's like a bad shot, easy target. Saw that shit. But I didn't see those. Nice. Maybe not run directly into their path. One hit away. Oh god. Got 11 kills already? Dude. Hell yeah. It always takes me a minute to get kind of used to this mode. Remember which one of these executioners are good shots and bad shots. I know it's just easier to go after the big body ones. Your hitbox is so tiny. See you later, Tiberian. As always, thanks for dropping by. I might call the stream soon anyway, because a lot of what's added is, well, a lot of what's added is like fixes, and so the rest of what I might stream is like a couple of bounties for stuff I don't have, and a lot of this. And it's not the most exciting thing to watch. I get it. So, I might do a couple more of these off screen and then fire up some Guilty Gear. Took some damage, jumping right into enemy fire. Let's get the hell out of there, actually. Of course, the best one is circling around me. No, I got confident with teammates. Wow, I was way behind him. He needed to lead a lot more. Yeah, your shots move very slow. So, like, in comparison to even most projectile and not hit scan bullets in the game, and their travel speed varies a lot. I almost want to say last time this came around, I had more success running up point blank on people and staggering them.
So you won this one.
But
best out of how many have? Let's do it again, meat sucks!
But takes a bit. Damn, I'm not doing so hot on this upper level. Get some auto pumping going on. Maybe I can rebind. I can rebind alt fire for a little bit, right? Let's. Although I'm kind of loath to leave packs.
Operator.
Oh, there
Maybe
they go.
Otis will get a message someday.
Yeah, plenty of Stratos emblem, which is nice. And a reactor, which is great. How much? Okay, 63 pearls is way better. That is only your kills, right? So in that case, maybe it is better to actually do that solo. Let's do one solo match and see how long that takes. And see how many pearls we get from it. In fact, last mission results, we had, that took 5 minutes. Which might actually be the time limit on the thing anyway. So this will be slightly fewer executioners, I imagine.
Are you ready?
We're ready, Kella.
Sure, fix the gas leak, whatever. Don't bother me with details.
Where do they start? We got 3 of them. And of course, one of them's the good one. Oh, no. God. He's even got like shorts and a sun hat. It's kind of great. Which one of you? Oh, the other one probably spawned just to my side, didn't they? I saw people saying you can just kind of AFK this. There's probably a few spots you can get to where they can't actually shoot you. Hello. Dude who's definitely getting me from behind. But that's extra boring. I guess if you really hate the game mode but want the rewards, that's an option. Whoop, there it is. Okay, so now I have to watch out for that one respawning, because if he comes from my side, I'm totally dead. Like that. There he is. Wow. That's happened multiple times now. It's like I should kill one and then roam around until I see all three of them going again. This dude, yeah, see there, they're always gonna spawn behind me now. That's crazy. But you, I can stun pretty easily. Almost certainly spawned by now. Okay, talented one is down. Where are they? Oh, I'm out. I'm out. Okay. That guy, that executioner, always the most threatening. Okay, that's 2 down, so they're going to be right on top of me. If I don't get more than like 15 or 20 kills, this is probably not as fast. Although I bet you there are 5-minute time limits each time. One of them, there's one down. Behind me? Yeah, behind me. Of course. Kind of to be expected at this point. That's like only 14 or 15 kills, so that's about the same. 5 minutes for like 65 pearls. Should be around 300 or 400 by now. I killed Goresh more than the other one, but Goresh definitely killed me twice. No surprise there. Durnham, a much bigger body than the rest. And Goresh is easily the fastest. So that's 65 pearls. How many do I have total? A cock. Yeah, almost 400. So, that's not terrible. Right? I've really only played 2 or 3 of the top tier missions, so as soon as you get there, you can kind of burn up those credits. These pearls are really quick. But, like, that's a lot. 700 is a lot. You're still looking at least 12 rounds making 60 or 65 pearls per run to get that new ephemera. And that's just one of the new ephemera, right? So that's quite a bunch. Especially if you want scenes or any of the mods that come from Newlander. Let's wrap this up by going to check out that inventory. Because we had a lot of little updates here, right? You saw that when I was scrolling. There's a bunch of arcane changes that are all pretty good. There's just a ton of little fixes. We had the teleport pads added. We've got some new weapons added. And it's not a ton of new weapons by any means, but it's a couple. So what can you get from this? You're going to want Beach, just because it's a color palette. You got to collect all the color palettes. Rift Strike is kind of fun. I don't think I ever really use it that often, but it's kind of fun. That's okay. You could do like a slam attack build and constantly attack people while they're on the ground, but that's okay. This is pretty all right. Anything that makes, I mean, it's still going to be resisted by armor and damage reduction and stuff like that, right? But if you get like a moderately speedy jack attack build with decent range that can kill things, you're going to just explode hallways full of people. Vulcan Blitz is pretty all right. If you want to make a tank build, this is okay. Nightwatch Napalm is good. This you want. This, how much does that sell for? I'm going to check how much that sells for right now. Because that people want that on Ogress. No doubt. It has plummeted in price. But it's still 25, 30 PE. I mean, that's going to go down. But what you would do if you wanted to make money off of this event is you just buy a bunch of Nightwatch Napalm and then wait a couple weeks. Wait a month. And that'll sell for probably in between 30 and 50. That's okay, but you generally don't need it. This is a lot of fun. You definitely want at least one of these for your Dragoon or Kuva Dragoon. How much does that sell for? Probably nowhere near as much as Nightwatch Napalm, to be honest. Fomorian Accelerant. Yeah, that's going for 10 right now, but it looks like it was going for 30 or 40 before. And again, Nightwatch looks like it was going really for in between, like... See, I can't tell when any of these were posted, but it looks like it was going for in between either 40 or 60 and like 80 platinum. It looks like if you maxed it out, it was going for like 60 to 80. And this is pretty cheap to max out, right? And then Meta Ray, you can get all of this elsewhere, I think. I don't know about Nightwatch Napalm. This is slightly more rare. Meta Ray's pretty good. It's an option for like self-healing from a Sentinel. Sentinels are pretty fragile, though. What is the... Oh, God, the fish ephemera is a bunch of fishes. Right? Okay, it's more bubbles. Yeah! Oh, my Lord. It needs more fishes. Oh, I saw one right down here. Okay, so there's more. They're like above and below. It's the bubbles ephemera. The fishy bubbles ephemera. It's... Why did they change the name from fishy to sucker? Jump in, the water's fine. Come on in, the water's fine. Well, I'm going to do some of this off-screen, but this will be going on for the next couple of days. I think I'm going to get Guilty Gear stream going here in like an hour or two. So that's going to be it for me for Warframe today. Here's a pretty Neja. Wishing y'all peace out. So, Rad Mahou, everybody. Thanks for Tiberian again for dropping by. There's not a whole lot of new stuff. It's very exciting to watch going on right now. There's just a lot of little tiny updates that are pretty good, honestly. Tons of fixes that all sounded really good. A couple new cosmetic things. New sigils are neat. It's nice to have. And a couple new weapons. Maybe I'll stream again with those weapons once they're done building, like tomorrow. I'll have another little like hour or 2 hour stream before some triangle strategy. But for today, more Guilty Gear later on. Dang, it's already Thursday. Time goes quick. Anyway, yeah. Rad Mahou. I'm going to go. I'll be back with Guilty Gear later tonight. Peace out, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're having a nice day and stuff. I will see you next time.